So I thought before I start on the TA, I'll read you the poem. I'm going to press delete, sighed Pen. These chinwags have to go. Everybody hates them. Why did no one let me know? Why would people listen to my chat? It's such a bore. To have to watch each Saturday must be a hateful chore. I know it's simply ghastly and it really should be gone. I'll insist that YouTube ban me and refuse to let me on. All my crafts are dreadful. Tell me, who would want to see my knitting and my quilting whilst I'm slurping down my tea? People say they like it, but I know they want me gone. No one wants to hear me waffle on and on and on. I've just done Chinwag 20, and the views have grown each week. That clearly means they hate me and can't bear to hear me speak. I bet the viewers meet online and laugh about my vlog and ask, who's going to tell her? And does Mila write her blog? Mila's my great-granddaughter, she's 2. They must hate every episode I've made them all sit through. I'll read you out some comments to prove what I say is true. So interesting. Please do some more about the DNA. The nature facts are lovely. I hope Chinwag's here to stay. Thank you, Pen. It's marvellous. Exactly what I need. To view all your creations is a crafting treat indeed. It's the highlight of my week. I enjoy it oh so much. Your films are really special, though the Doric's double Dutch. Pen, we really love it. It's so interesting and fun. The episodes are brilliant. Yes, each and every one. How odd, thought Pen. That isn't what I thought the viewers said. I'll tell you how I thought these lovely comments really read. Please, no more. They're awful. We simply cannot cope. Give up on the podcast, love. There really is no hope. Your garden's a disaster with no butterflies or bees. Your pond's a muddy puddle and your squirrels all have fleas. It's all so dull and dreary. It just doesn't pack a punch. And we don't care how many fish fingers Pete is cooking for your lunch. We beg you, no more vlogging. We're bored and just don't care. Please disconnect your broadband. This is more than we can bear. Hang on, I've read them all again. Oh, now I think I see. If everybody loves it, then the problem must be me. Giddy aunt, it's clear as day. Why ever did I doubt? I've looked back at my TA notes and worked the whole thing out. Well, I can't be sitting here all day. I really have to run. I'm going to go and make a start on Chinwag 21. Oh, Heather, you just don't know how much that means to me. It means I get emotional when I read that. It means so much. Thank you so much. And getting on to the TA, you see, it's interesting because when you tell people, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, when I was saying to my friends, oh, I don't know about this TA, controlling parents really saying to me, you know, la la la, right, oh la la. I didn't believe that. Well, you know, you don't want to blow your own trumpet, but I didn't think they were that bad. But the thing is, controlling parent was telling me to stop. And that was what I couldn't quieten. But I did it last week. I did it with you. Adult said, well, if you want to carry on, what do you need to do? And I said to Adult, I need to listen to you. Pete had been telling me that. He said, look, love, either do it or not. Either do it or not. That's Adult, isn't it? No, I had to find my Adult. You know, all the nurturing parents, all my friends out there were saying, we love it. Even if nobody watches it, do it for us. Well, but it was my controlling parent that had to shut up. I didn't know how to do that until I struck, of course. Listen to adult. Yeah, an adult said, do you want to do it? I said, well, I do. I enjoy it. But, oh no, excuse me. Well, do it then. Do it. And you know, I haven't had controlling parent this week. I just thought, oh, lovely, been free of that. So that's a hint how to stop these voices in your head. Did you notice when she put in the poem, everybody? That's what we do. We catastrophize, it's called. Everybody hates it. Well, one person might say it's not for me. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it? We don't expect it to be for everyone, but that's what we say in our head. Controlling parent, nobody likes it. I don't know why you're doing it. Think too much of yourself. So adult said, what do you want? Yeah. So I hope that helps. So we're going to do a bit more on strokes. Yeah, it's a great poem though. Thank you. Great friend. So we've talked about the strokes. We've talked about what kind of strokes there are, haven't we? And I want to talk about giving and taking strokes this week. There's rather a lot to learn about strokes. Now, some people start off giving what we call that, that positive stroke. Oh, I like your dress. Oh, thank you. That's nice. Of course, do you remember positive, conditional? Because if I wasn't wearing the dress, you couldn't comment on it. Oh, I like the dress. Did you get it in the charity shop in the town? Oh, changed it. Got a bit of a sting in the end, hasn't it? Yeah, I can see you're understanding this, more or less. Starts out as a stroke, but then there's a sting in the tail, isn't there? And we call these in TA counterfeit strokes, because they're not really strokes. They appear to be a stroke, but they're not. They're counterfeit strokes. So when we get really into the TA and I talk about these things, I say, do you remember that's a counterfeit stroke? So yeah, it's a counterfeit stroke because it doesn't carry through. That person doesn't really mean it. They give something positive, but then they take it away again. Then there's other people, you probably know them. All they do is dish out positive strokes. Oh, you're marvellous. Oh, Chinwag's fantastic. Oh, they gush. I mean, some people do say that. Oh, we love it. We look forward to the next one. I believe them. They say it. You can hear them saying it. Just as. But then there's these people that are very gushy. Oh, so wonderful to see you again. They grin from ear to ear. I read that article you wrote there. Oh, it was brilliant. Oh, I know. Oh, all of that. We call that in TA marshmallow throwing. Yeah. It's just going to the extreme, isn't it? It's like you've had all these sweet, sweet, sweet marshmallows thrown at you. Then there's other people, they find it very hard to give you a positive stroke. Oh, it's very hard for them. Why? Because they were brought up in a house where there wasn't too many positive strokes. And also cultural background. If you live in Italy, you probably get a lot. But you live in England, maybe, if you're a Londoner, maybe your family didn't give too many positive strokes. Yeah, whereas a Caribbean culture, you might get a lot more. So culture does come into it. Now, when we have this taking of the strokes, we all have a different way that we accept them. I might like to hear strokes for what I do rather than who I am. You may prefer strokes that are unconditional. So if I said to you, oh, I really love being in your company, you might get embarrassed, not know what to say. Whereas if I say something about what you do, You're brilliant at your job. Everyone can see that. You might feel more ready to accept that stroke. So most of us accept strokes for what we're used to. So if you're changing now, if you're noticing these strokes, you might notice that people do give you strokes, but because they're not the ones that you generally have been in the way of receiving, you don't accept them. In fact, you sometimes don't allow yourself to accept them. Oh, we love chinwag. Oh, well, it's a lot of waffle, really. Instead of, oh, thanks, I'm glad you enjoy it. See the difference? We're going to go on to talk a lot more about this. So maybe then, yes, if I don't say, oh, that's good, thank you, I'm glad you enjoy it. Maybe I found it difficult to accept strokes. So I might have wanted an adult to give me a big hug, but those big hugs weren't around. I'm not saying that's true in my case, this is an example, but the big hugs weren't around. So I denied myself that. I said, oh, you don't really want them. And so I learned to accept different types of strokes. So a high quality stroke to me might be a low quality stroke to you. And we're going to build on this a bit more next week. We're going to talk about a stroke filter because that's what we have. I like your hair. I can remember the first time I actually said, oh, thanks. It took some doing for me. Oh, it needs cutting, which it does actually, but oh, yeah, I haven't done it properly today. It needs washing. Yeah. I like your hair. Oh, thanks. So it's like we have this filter and we only let certain strokes through. So we'll develop that a little bit more next week.